Hey everybody, it's Scott Shetler and welcome to this week's episode of Strength and Health TV. This week we're going to talk a little bit about a side project that I do to help raise money and awareness for animal welfare. I created a project called Plant-Based Performance, which is basically a series of books that I sell in order to raise money for various animal welfare organizations. The books are made up by contributions from other vegan athletes, health and fitness professionals, and activists. And what they do is they contribute articles that make up the content of the book, talking about their personal stories and experiences with a plant-based diet and vegan lifestyle. The website for this project is plantbasedperformance.org, and you'll be able to find the links down underneath the video here on my YouTube page, so you can go check it out and learn a little bit more about the project and the organizations that we support. But in short, right now we have 2 books that are selling. And we've got about, I think, 18 or 19 contributors to the first book, which is Plant-Based Performance, A Compassionate Approach to Health and Fitness. And then the second book, which is Plant-Based Performance, Know Your Own Strength, has over 20 or 22, I think, contributors to that book as well. So between the 2 books, you're getting the personal stories and insights from close to 40 or more professionals in the health and fitness industry. You're hearing from, we've got a couple registered dietitians who are also ethical vegans. We've also got athletes, we've got regular people who have adopted a vegan diet as well. So there's a lot of different backgrounds coming together to share their stories on how adopting a plant-based and vegan lifestyle have benefited them from a health standpoint, from a fitness standpoint, from a sport performance standpoint, and the good things that it not only does for us as individuals, but for the environment as well as animal welfare. The projects right now, the first book, A Compassionate Approach to Health and Fitness, 100% of those sales go to benefit Mercy for Animals. And Know Your Own Strength, that's split up between 2 organizations. 50% of sales go to the Animal Legal Defense Fund, and the other 50% goes to a local animal rescue here in Atlanta that I volunteer for and have supported for many, many years, that does great work, called Forgotten Animals Rescue. So again, for Know Your Own Strength, 50% goes to the Animal Legal Defense Fund, and the other 50% goes to Forgotten Animals Rescue. And then the first book, Compassionate Approach to Health and Fitness, goes to Mercy for Animals. So 100% of sales go to those organizations after print costs and download costs for the ebooks, so we don't make a dime on it. I wanted to make sure 100% of the money, of the income raised, goes to benefit animal welfare. The reason that I selected to do this is I support many animal welfare organizations on my own, but I wanted to do something where we could have just a continuous flow of income and revenue being generated for these organizations. So by writing these books, what they do is I use an online publisher. So basically when you go to order your book or your download, you go directly to the publisher, and the publisher cuts checks to all these organizations on a quarterly basis. So it's a very streamlined process. I don't have to worry about keeping inventory or anything like that. You're going directly to the publisher that I use, and then they send the revenue checks to these organizations. So it's very simple, it's very streamlined, and it's something that can generate revenue for these organizations on a daily basis, whether it's day, evening, night. It's just constantly making money for them, which is awesome. And I think to date we've taken in close to $3,000, I think, split up between these organizations. So it's been awesome to know that this project has been supporting these great organizations. I want to talk a little bit about the contributors now to each of the books, so you get an idea who's contributed. And I'll try to pull this off the top of my head, but I'll try to offer some insight as to what their contributions are. But the books sell for $19.95 for print books, $14.95 for ebooks, and again, 100% of the sales after the print costs and download fees go to the organization. So for $40 you could have both print books, for $30 you could have both ebook downloads, and all that money's going to some great organizations. So the content that you're getting from these 40-some health and fitness pros, athletes, and activists is worth even more than that. And in Know Your Own Strength, in addition to the individual articles from the contributors, We've got over, I think, 13 or 14 sample training templates, so you can see how some of these athletes and bodybuilders and strength athletes, how they train, to maybe give you some inspiration for your own strength training and fitness program. We've also got over 20 recipes that the contributors submitted, so if you need some ideas and tips on different types of foods or smoothies or desserts or whatever, if you're trying to go plant-based or adopt a vegan lifestyle, there's some great resources in the bonus section of Know Your Own Strength. Now, in A Compassionate Approach to Health and Fitness, many of the authors had included some recipes and some tips that they've used to make adopting a vegan diet easy, and to make sure that they're getting all their nutrients, vitamins, minerals, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and things like that in their diets as well. So in addition to sharing their own personal stories, you're also getting some great information on different recipes and different strategies to adopt a plant-based diet and how easy it is to not only be healthy, but to be an athlete as well. So in our first book, which is A Compassionate Approach to Health and Fitness, here's the cover of the book. We've got the contributors are Danny Dalton. Danny is a raw vegan bodybuilder, so he only eats fresh, raw fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. So he's on a very strict, very extreme version of a plant-based diet, and the guy looks amazing. He's in his 50s, he's built a ton of lean muscle, he's strong, he's fit, he's very healthy and vibrant, and he's an amazing guy. We also have Mac Danzig. If you're a big UFC or MMA fan, Mac had a big career in the UFC, I think spanning somewhere around 7 years. He was one of the participants in the Ultimate Fighter television show. I think it was season 6, don't quote me on that, but he won the Ultimate Fighter television show for whatever season he was on, and that's what got him his contract into the UFC, and I think he was competitive in the UFC for about 7 years. Mac's an amazing athlete. He's also featured in the documentary Forks Over Knives, and has shown that as an athlete, not only can you be healthy, but you can do exceptionally well from a performance standpoint following a 100% vegan diet. We also have Amy Dumas. If you're a big fan of the WWE, you probably know her as Lita. Amy contributed an article to our first book about actually juice cleansing, juice fasting, which is pretty cool because that's a pretty controversial topic both inside and outside the vegan world. But she does it with very much success, and actually I've done a lot of juice cleansing myself with very much success as well. In addition, Amy has recently been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, and she's also one of the trainers on the current season of Tough Enough, which is the WWE's reality show where people participate with the end goal being a contract with the WWE. So Amy's still doing some awesome things in the wrestling community, and she's a strong girl as well. I had the pleasure of doing some training with her when she was living in Atlanta here. She came up to my training center, and despite all the injuries and all the mileage that she's had on her body from years of professional wrestling, she's a very, very strong girl. She can deadlift, do pull-ups. She loves to lift kettlebells, very strong, and she's definitely a great advocate to the benefits of a vegan diet and lifestyle. We also have Dwayne Earnhardt. Dwayne is a cyclist, and he's also got a degree in nutrition, so he provides some great insights on the health benefits as well as the performance benefits of a plant-based diet. We've got Holly Firestein, who's involved in corporate wellness at a very large scale. She's also completed, I believe, an Ironman triathlon as an endurance athlete herself. We've got Matt Frazier. Many of you might know from the NoMeatAthlete.com website. He also does a great podcast, and he's written a book, No Meat Athlete. Matt is an ultrarunner and an endurance athlete, so he's contributed to the book. Another great contribution that we got to the book is Dr. Ruth Heydrich. If you read Christopher McDougall's book, Born to Run, or if you've seen the documentary Forks Over Knives, Dr. Heydrich's been featured in each, and not only is she in her late 70s, she might even be 80. If she's not, I apologize, I'm not trying to prematurely age her, but she is getting close to 80, and she still trains as an endurance athlete every day. She's done multiple Ironman triathlons, and in addition to being an amazing endurance athlete, she used a plant-based diet to kick cancer in the butt. I believe she She was one of the patients under Dr. McDougall. She talks about it more specifically in her article in the book, so I definitely recommend checking it out if you want to learn more about it. She's an amazing person, though. Juliana Hever, also known as the plant-based dietitian, is a contributor to this book, and all you got to do is search her. She's been an author, been featured on many popular television shows as a nutrition consultant. She's very active in social media, and it's always great to have a registered dietitian adding some science to vegan diets, plant-based diets, about the health benefits, and helping to break down some of the myths and misconceptions about a vegan diet. In addition, we have Randy Creel. Randy is an endurance athlete, an ultra-runner. He's been a vegan for quite some time now, and just like Dr. Heydrich, he's also somebody who successfully used plant-based diet when dealing with cancer. You can read more about how Randy overcame that disease in his article in the book, and he's pretty active on social media. He always shares great information on his YouTube channel and on his Facebook page about plant-based living, as well as the benefits for endurance athletes. Another contributor to the book was Stic from Dead Prez. This is kind of what started a little side project that he and I, as well as his wife, ended up doing called Eat Plants, Lift Iron, which is a book that documents his physical transformation on a 100% plant-based diet and how he used it to gain 20 pounds of mass and jack his strength up while eating nothing but whole plant-based foods, no supplements, pills, or powders. Stic contributed to this book, and his contribution is amazing. Talks about his transition from I think he called it burgers, blunts, and booze hip-hop artist to a healthy living. I think he says, healthy is the new gangsta. How he adopted a healthy lifestyle and how he's using his kind of platform in the hip-hop industry to preach healthy living, which is totally awesome. We also have Tom Krutzer, who's a personal friend of mine. Tom he studies martial arts, studies Kung Fu, and he totally improved his health adopting a plant-based diet. I got to see it myself, drop something like 40 or 50 pounds, got his health better, it improved his martial arts, as well as just contributed to a much healthier and active lifestyle. Mike Mahler is also featured in this book. Mike is the original strong vegan guy. He's the co-host of the Live Life Aggressively podcast, and he's also the author of the book Live Life Aggressively. Mike is very well known in the fitness industry, and as of late, he's become known as a hormone optimization specialist. So Mike's website is full of information. Not only can you find information pertaining to a vegan diet and how it affects performance, but you can also learn more about the importance of optimizing hormones, particularly as you age or if you're an athlete and whatnot. Mike, I think he's still doing a lot of seminars and teaching as well. He's also got a lot of great information products, and he talks extensively about a lot of this in his article in the book. Eric McCarty is another ultra runner and endurance athlete who's been following a plant-based diet for a long time. He talks about how plant-based diet has helped his performance in his running and his training. Another contributor to the book is my buddy Big Bald Mike. You might know him as Bone Breaker Barbell, the vegan freak of nature. Mike talks about how adopting a plant-based and compassionate lifestyle has not only helped him on a personal level, but also improved his strength, improved his recovery, and still allows him to accomplish amazing feats of strength. James Morgan is a vegan powerlifter who contributed to the book, and he just talks about how the idea that you can't be strong without eating animal-based protein is complete bullshit. And we've got Nita Pettibone, who's a trainer. She participates in CrossFit. She does a lot of health coaching as well. She's been an ethical vegan for a long time and just talks about the benefits that the diet has helped her, not only in her fitness and physical performance, but as well as her overall health. And Sabina Scala is a trainer from the UK who's also a vegan. She works with a lot of mixed martial artists, a lot of fighters, and is in fantastic shape herself as a result of her adopting a plant-based lifestyle. So those are all the contributors to our first book, which goes to benefit mercy for animals. A compassionate approach to health and fitness is the name of that book. Now we move over to Know Your Own Strength. Know Your Own Strength is our latest book, and show you this one here. Here's the cover of that. This awesome cover art was done by one of our contributors, Dave Clowers. We'll talk about him in a second. But again, Know Your Own Strength goes to benefit the Animal Legal Defense Fund and Atlanta-based Forgotten Animals Rescue. This one, in addition to the contributions from the authors, features sample training templates, as well as recipes. I think we got about 14 training templates and 20 recipes from the authors that cover everything from things like salads and smoothies to main course type foods, all the way down to desserts. So this is a great resource for somebody who's kind of on the fence about adopting a plant-based diet. There's a lot of awesome recipes that will get you well on your way to experiencing the awesome tastes and benefits of the vegan lifestyle. So in Know Your Own Strength, we've got Rob Bigwood, who's a professional arm wrestler. He was featured in the TV show Game of Arms. We've got Dave Clowers, who I just mentioned, also did the artwork for the cover of the book. Dave does some amazing vegan-based or vegan-influenced art. He takes a lot of well-known people and celebrities in the vegan community and kind of cartoons them up into some really, really cool portraits. He's done a calendar featuring a lot of his artwork as well, so I definitely recommend checking it out. Mindy Collette is a vegan fitness model. She's also done some physique-based competitions. Nicole Cook is another one who is, Nicole's actually an attorney who competes in various bodybuilding and physique competitions and is actually getting ready to do her first powerlifting contest. Jessica Dula is a contributor to the book who also served as the editor of the book, so she worked very long hours. She made sure the book read a lot better than the first one. I didn't edit the first one. It's totally fine, but there are some spelling mistakes that somebody was so kind enough to point out in an email after purchasing the book. So Jessica came in to edit the Know Your Own Strength book and just really help tighten up the book. Jessica is an ethical vegan as well and just really does a lot to support the animal welfare and vegan community. Vanessa Espinoza, you can follow her online. I believe her Instagram handle is Plant-Based Muscle. You've got to check this girl out. I had the pleasure of meeting her in Austin, Texas in 2014 after my first involvement with Team Plant Built. She came down to check out the competition and hang out with us. She has built an amazing muscular physique. She was a collegiate basketball player, then she switched to boxing. I think she's a 3-time Golden Gloves champion, and I think she's got a record of 6-0 if I'm not mistaken. But she is an awesome, awesome person. She's just jacked and shows that you can develop totally muscular, totally strong, totally healthy body following a 100% plant-based diet. Aaron Fergus is a contributor to Know Your Own Strength. Aaron is a competitive bodybuilder and physique athlete, good friend of mine who's also part of Team Plant Built. She shares her story of physical transformation from going from vegetarian to vegan, and she's also got a lot of first place and other high-level placings in competitions to back up her success. Jackson Foster, you might know him from his podcast Plantriotic, who he's a vegan activist, athlete. He's into yoga. He does, I don't think he competes, but he's very involved in bodybuilding and using a plant-based diet to assist with all that. He's a great guy, very passionate about what he does, about wellness, health, spirituality, and animal welfare. I definitely recommend checking out his podcast. He's a really, really great guy. Came down to support Team Plant Built back in 2014 as well. Let's see, who else do we have? We got Jeremy Hebert. This was awesome for me because I'm a huge fan of the hardcore band Comeback Kid, and it was totally awesome to learn that Jeremy's an ethical vegan. He's a great guy as well. Definitely recommend checking out Comeback Kid if you like hardcore. Even if you don't like hardcore, their shows just 1,000% energy. Jeremy's a great guy. So stoked to have him on this project. Like I said, been a big fan of Comeback Kid forever. Totally awesome to have him on the project. Jeremy, in addition to being the guitarist for the band, he's also involved in health and fitness lifestyle, and he does a lot of endurance running. I think he participates in a lot of marathons, half marathons, that type of thing. So despite having a busy touring schedule, he always manages to find time to train on the road. And like you said, it's not hard to follow a vegan diet. You can find a banana anywhere. So definitely check out his article. A big one on this book is John the Badass Vegan Lewis. I was so stoked to have my buddy John come on board. John, there's not much you can say about him. The guy's a total badass. I definitely recommend following him on social media, checking out his amazing products like his badass power cookie, and check him out if you get to some veg fests. He usually has a booth there where he's got samples of his products. Buy some products from him. His products are awesome. John's a great guy and shares his story about how a vegan diet and lifestyle has helped him both physically and improved his health. We've got Amanda Lowen. She is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she's got a great story, more about health than anything. Amanda, I believe she's a type 1 diabetic, and she talks about the benefits that she's experienced when dealing with diabetes as a 100% plant-based athlete. And I want to say, if I quote her article correctly, that her doctor said that her good health with her diabetic condition is definitely a result of the plant-based diet. And I want to say that she even says the doctor told her that her plant-based diet might have saved her life as she was dealing with diabetes. So she's got a very inspirational story, and she's an awesome athlete, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Totally awesome to have her on this project. Next we have Giacomo Marchesi and his fiancee Danny Taylor. Giacomo and Danny are both competitors in bodybuilding and physique sports. They are also the co-founders, both of them, of Team Plant Built, and they own veganproteins.com. So if you're looking for supplements that are 100% vegan, check out veganproteins.com. They've got everything from apparel to protein powders and other supplements, guaranteed to be free of any animal products whatsoever. So definitely make it easy to find good quality vegan supplements online, veganproteins.com. You can also find them at a lot of the veg fests throughout the country as they do a little bit of traveling, and just great people. Recommend checking them out. Justin Morgan is a vegan powerlifter and strongman competitor, another friend of mine on Team Plant Built. Justin contributed to this book talking about how adopting a vegan diet has done nothing to hinder his strength development. He keeps getting stronger every year. And that can be verified through his involvement in powerlifting and strongman competitions. My good friend, my brother from another mother, my bestie, Jason Morris, also contributed to this book. Jason is a powerlifter on Team Plant Build as well. That's where I met him, and I gotta say, Jason's definitely been one of my closest friends for the last couple years, ever since we got together on Team Plant Build. Jason's a great guy, one of the nicest people on the planet you'll ever meet. Really strong guy. The progress he's made in powerlifting over the last year and a half, 2 years or so is absolutely phenomenal. Jason's dedicated to strength, he's dedicated to a healthy lifestyle, and he's dedicated to a vegan lifestyle and animal welfare. Super great guy, great trainer, great coach. Definitely recommend checking him out if you're up in the Portland area, and definitely check out his article in Know Your Own Strength. Another big one for this book, Matt Ruscigno. Matt is a registered dietitian. He's also an endurance athlete, and he's an amazing guy, and one of my co-conspirators along with Jason on the epic Pizzagate from 2014 Plant Built. Check out StrongestHearts.org to find out a little bit more about the pizza prank that Jason, Matt, and I played on the bodybuilders. But Matt is awesome. He brings a lot of science and a lot of research to the table that shows that eating a 100% whole food plant-based diet is not only healthy but will help you enhance your athletic performance. He talks about things in his article like the protein myth, that you can't get enough protein following a vegan diet, as well as talks about the importance of some other nutrients that a vegan diet can provide. So definitely check out Matt's article. Matt's also an author. He's written and co-authored many books. You can check him out at truelovehealth.com. Great resource for bringing a lot of validity and science and research to the plant-based diet. We also have my buddy from Team Plant Built, Samantha Shorkey, jacked on the beanstalk. Shorkey is a pro competitor in the bikini division. She's a physique athlete, and she's an awesome person, loves heavy metal, and in her article she just talks about how adopting a plant-based diet allowed her to excel in physique competition. Another big one we have is Tyler Welch. Tyler is a Highland Games competitor, and I think he does some strongman training and powerlifting as well. Tyler's an awesome guy. His article is fantastic, and I got to give Tyler props. When I was putting together the list of people to contribute to this book, I sent out all the information. I had Tyler's article back like within a day. So not only does he share a lot of great insights into how a vegan diet can help you become stronger, more fit, and just overall more awesome, the guy is an absolute amazing guy to work with. He's a great writer. His article was very enjoyable. Corin Sutton is another Plant Built team member, a good friend of mine. He's a professional bodybuilder and competes in physique competition. Corin shared an article about how going vegan had helped him not only get stronger and more fit, but achieve pro status in natural bodybuilding. We've got, speaking of pro bodybuilders, we've got Torre, the Vegan Dread, Washington. Torre is amazing. He's got, I think, 4 or 5 pro cards in natural bodybuilding organizations. He's been vegetarian since birth. He's been vegan for the last like 16 years of that. Just an amazing guy, super, super nice guy, and just an awesome, awesome bodybuilder competitor. And he was also featured in the book Eat Plants, Lift Iron that I did with Stic from Dead Prez, Stic's wife Afia. Torre was kind enough to write the foreword, as he's been a big inspiration of mine and Stic's as well. So definitely recommend checking out this guy online. If you think you can't build muscle following a plant-based diet, look at Torre, look at Corinne, look at Giacomo and Danny and Aaron. I mean, all these, Vanessa, all these people that are featured on this book, the bodybuilders and strength athletes, phenomenal people, and just great advocates for the athletic benefits of a vegan diet. Next, we got Mike Wolf. Mike's another member of Team Plant Built, good friend of mine. He's a very strong powerlifter, and he's been involved in animal rights and animal welfare for a long time. Mike's article takes a little bit different approach and talks a little bit about the dark side of the farmed animal industry. He brings to light some of the horrible practices that go on, some of the things that are deemed acceptable. Would absolutely blow your mind when you really get inside and look at what goes on in these institutions. It's completely disgusting, and it's awesome to know that there's people out there like Mike who are working really hard, really diligently, and in really bad situations to try to bring some light on this industry and show the horrible practices and helping to do their best to make a change in those industries. And finally, we've got L.A. Wolf. L.A. has been involved in undercover investigations in the animal welfare industry and animal rights. She's a big supporter of animal rights. She's a great athlete and a good friend, and I definitely recommend her. Her article is probably one of the most impactful in the book. She, just like Mike, talks a little bit about the dark side of the farmed animal industry, and will definitely, if you're on the fence of thinking about adopting a vegan diet for ethical reasons, their articles will really sway you in the direction of going vegan. It's horrible what goes on, and I think people need to be educated, and the work that these two have done in animal rights and welfare is to be commended. So that's what we have for contributors for Know Your Own Strength. Again, Know Your Own Strength goes to support the Animal Legal Defense Fund. 50% of sales go to the ALDF. 50% go to Forgotten Animals Rescue, a local Atlanta-based rescue that I've been supporting for many years. So that's my project, Plant-Based Performance. We're going to be doing more projects in the future. If you're a vegan athlete, if you're a vegan health and fitness pro, or an activist and you want to be involved, you can email me at scott@extreme-fitness.org. I'll put my link down in the notes below the video. Please consider supporting Plant-Based Performance. These are fantastic books. You'll learn a lot about the personal stories of the people that have contributed, how adopting a vegan diet and lifestyle has benefited them from a health standpoint, from an athletic performance standpoint, and how they've contributed to improving the environment, animal rights, and welfare. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode. check out plantbasedperformance.org. You're going to love the books, and you're going to help us support some great animal welfare organizations. So I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. Make sure to leave some comments in the comment section below. If you've got any suggestions for future topics, I'm always open to it. Until next week, stay strong, stay healthy.